this one extra tempo that white has.
In normal chess, but now...
And this is the position that we had with a very similar opening with Gukesh playing with the white side against Alireza, the crazy line that you just showed, Nicholas. And we've had some moves, and I'm doing a pawn count here. Material's still in balance, but a really strange position out of the opening. The rook is attacked. It wasn't grabbed on the last move because there was a checkmate on g7, Nicholas.
Yes, exactly. After queen g3, the rook could not be taken because...
The rook from f1 on f4, and now when he's castling, he will be doubling the rooks, and now we have some crazy action. c5, knight e4, bishop b3 check, rook f7, so black is sacrificing the exchange back, but also black is winning the exchange on f2, so this is kind of a trade. Black is also getting ready to castle with simply moving the rook from h8 to f8, then mission accomplished. Short castle has been made, and the same applies for white as well, but for the moment also the white queen on g3 is hanging.
And it's a big question, what do you recapture with that on that f7 square? If you were to step up with your queen takes bishop, white's queen can actually jump in on c7. Watch out for hanging pawns in freestyle chess. The c7 pawn is undefended. Black could not have captured the bishop with the queen, steps in with the king, but this actually allows white to give a check on b3 and sidestep the fork that we're seeing, Peter.
Yes, that's true. And then we are talking about some positional exchange sacrifice. It's just completely insane. I also feel that we should be even going back all the way to move 1 to break down the action. That how did all this madness happen? Because in other games we have seen a much slower approach from the players.
Nicholas, perhaps you can just break it down for us, because this is already a while. What material are we talking about? Those knights still on b1, c1, not developed. The rook on h1, far from play. The rook on f2 hanging. You've got to waste time. Do you defend that? Do you give up the d2 pawn? It's already starting to look a bit shaky for Gukesh. Gukesh is a player who's known so much for his opening preparation as well, and perhaps not having as much experience in freestyle chess. Do you think that's going to come at play as well, Peter? How important is experience in this format?
I think it's very
can't you just pick up a pawn at this moment?
Well, but the position is so beautiful that I even don't know if I want to, but he goes for it. Yeah, takes. Yeah, the f3 pawn is lost. White is relying on this powerful, protected pass pawn, but black's rook gets behind, the rook on c3. I don't really see that pawn on c5 ever advancing to c6. Black is ready to put that bishop on e3, blocking white's rook, and then eventually just go f5, f4, f3 with devastating effect. I don't really see how Gukesh can stay alive here for the next couple of moves. It looks very bad.
And if white was to activate his own rook, trying to stop himself from getting captivated after bishop to e3, I think that might be checkmating ideas on white's king. Black's rook could come to c2 if white was to jump in for activity with his own rook and start to threaten the white king with some back rank problems, Peter.
Yeah, probably white has no other move. White has to give the rook e4 check. And when you highlighted that, yeah, that rook needs to be activated, yes, that's probably the way to go. Rook e4 check, at least kick that king away, that monster king. Yeah, rook e4 check has been played. Black has many possible options, even maybe going to h5 in order to keep the idea of what king f5 was my also first thought, but then I noticed king h5, pushing f5, targeting the h4 pawn, but it does not really matter, black is in the driver's seat.
Gukesh in big trouble in this position. He's down a pawn, and interestingly enough, he has to also watch out to not fall into any mating ideas, allowing black's king and rook forward. Big trouble for Gukesh, and I think as these endgames, the grind continues in this one. I see, Nicholas, you have your eyes on the most exciting position of the round with level.
Okay, this is a very quiet move. Okay, targeting that knight on d4. The knight on d4 is a monster. It kind of makes sense, but does white really have the time to do this?
We see bishop c5 on the board. Black does not have the time to capture on c4. I'm already looking at options of perhaps retreating, and we see on our screens there just for a moment, but I'm going to finish my thought here that maybe knight e6 is a move that could come to your mind to hit that bishop on c5, which would be hanging. But I see Alireza on our screen there. He seems extremely happy with the outcome of his game, and we've got another result coming in. Alireza Firouzja gets the job done against Gukesh. It's a great start for the French player there, with the black pieces getting a win in quite a masterful style.
Yeah, and what a day, what a game, round one. We have seen Fabiano winning with the black pieces, Alireza winning with the black pieces, Nodirbek having the chance of winning with the black pieces.